Your iPhone wasn't a purchase, it was a trap door. And the moment you stepped through, Apple quietly locked it behind you. Here's what nobody tells you. 89% of iPhone users will never leave, not because they love Apple, but because their brain has been rewired to perceive switching as losing double what they actually spent. Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal explains why that Android phone gathering dust in your drawer felt like a betrayal, and why you're about to spend another $1,000 on your next iPhone even though you swore you wouldn't. Let me start with the part that'll make you uncomfortable. The average person trapped in Apple's ecosystem faces between $1,700 and $2,600 in combined switching costs. That's not just money, that's psychological weight. But here's where it gets twisted. Setting up a basic Apple ecosystem costs around $1,700 on a budget, but getting all 5 core devices pushes it to $2,400 or more. Apple didn't just sell you a phone, they sold you an entry point into a system specifically designed to make every additional purchase feel inevitable. And the mechanism is brutal. Remember buying those AirPods because they paired instantly with your iPhone? 43.5% of new iPhone users buy AirPods within 18 months, not coincidentally, but strategically. That Apple Watch that only works with iPhone, that MacBook where you can answer phone calls and send texts. Features like handoff, iCloud syncing, and device interconnectivity ensure users derive more value when they own multiple Apple products, effectively locking them into the ecosystem. Each device doesn't just add functionality, it multiplies your inability to leave. But wait, because the psychology gets darker. Apple captured 46% of global smartphone industry revenue in 2024 while maintaining only 18.8% market share. They're charging premium prices because they've created what researchers call ecosystem premium capture. You're not buying superior technology, you're paying for the privilege of staying trapped in the system you've already invested in. The iPhone 16 Pro Max contains $485 worth of components, but commands $1,199 retail, yielding a 59.5% gross margin. That markup isn't justified by hardware costs. It's the price of your psychological inability to walk away. Now, here's the narrative turn nobody expects. The lock-in extends beyond your devices. Apple's default bias exploitation is diabolical. Safari as default browser, Apple Music for audio, iMessage for texting. Research shows default options increase adoption by 20 to 40 percentage points, meaning most users never change these settings. After months of accumulated bookmarks, playlists, and message history, switching becomes cognitively overwhelming. You're not choosing Apple anymore, you're just avoiding the mental exhaustion of rebuilding your digital life. And if you think this is accidental, consider the family trap. When one family member wants to leave Apple's ecosystem, they're potentially disrupting shared purchases, photos, and management systems for everyone. Apple family sharing doesn't just convenience, it weaponizes social pressure. Your daughter's texts won't work properly with Android. Your shared photo library disappears. Your husband loses access to the apps he bought through your account. Leaving Apple means explaining to your entire family why you're destroying their digital infrastructure. Services now generate $85.8 billion in quarterly revenue, and those monthly subscriptions, iCloud storage, Apple Music, and TV Plus, create recurring psychological anchors. Cancel them and you lose access to years of stored photos and playlists. The ecosystem isn't just devices, it's subscriptions, data, and dependencies that regenerate monthly, constantly refreshing your reasons not to leave. Here's the final uncomfortable truth. Leaving Apple's ecosystem requires rebuilding workflows, repurchasing apps, losing integration features, and accepting reduced functionality across devices. Your brain calculates this as catastrophic loss, not rational choice. Customers will only leave if the value provided by the replacement product exceeds the switching costs, and Apple has engineered those switching costs to be psychologically insurmountable. You're not an Apple user anymore, you're someone who can't afford, emotionally, practically, financially, to be anything else. And that cage you're in, it comes with premium aluminum finishing and gets praised in every tech review. The ecosystem isn't serving you, you're there to serve the ecosystem. And now that you understand the psychology behind it, the real question is, does knowing you're locked in change anything, or does it just make you more aware of the cage?